Hello and welcome to another episode to see you next time. This week, I'm afraid, again, it's just, yeah, Seamus. Unfortunately, I know it's he hasn't even managed to get sponsorship this week. Obviously, his appeal's fading. And myself, Ed One, I'm still open for sponsorship as well. If you like to get in touch, I mean, there's at least 10 people see this that aren't related to either of us, so it's kind of, it's got to be worth sponsoring. Yeah, so I mean, there's so much to talk about at the moment. Final day, going into the final game of the Premier League season. Arsenal have already won the league. City threw it away. What else? England squad's been announced, which is a bit of a like, whoa, okay, some strange choices in there. And whatever else. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about, or would you like to go with one of them two?
Greetings, everyone. I think it has to be Arsenal winning the league
Yeah.
we've been slagging Arteta for years. Even a couple of weeks ago, we must have said some not so complimentary things about it. Now that they have won it, we
Mm.
have to at least acknowledge that they've been the best side in the
Oh, by far.
league.
I mean, head and shoulders above the rest. That's what's so frustrating is because they played so negatively, and you're thinking you've got by far and away the best team there. Just go and win it. They'd have
But
put this to bed weeks ago, I think, if they'd gone out there and gone for it.
but my question is, do you think it is gonna be a one-off for Arsenal? Or do you think they have enough to build a bit of a legacy? I'm not saying like winning back-to-back leagues and cups and again, but do you think they can build up on a legacy? Or is it
Well,
gonna be a one?
let's just look at the possible challenges they've got, and you've got to say they should be able to go on and win a few now because City are losing Pep Guardiola. They're not going to be the same. It doesn't matter who they bring in. It's same with Liverpool. It doesn't matter who they bring in. He wasn't going to be as good as Klopp, and whoever City bring in isn't going to be as good as Pep. And it looks like it's Maresca, and I don't see him as a particularly special coach myself. I think that might turn out to be I mean, yeah, they've got the players. They should have the money. They should still challenge, but I don't see him as having that same level of performance as Pep. So they're out. So Arsenal should be able to get above them. Liverpool are a mess at the moment. And even if Slot goes, there's still a lot of work needing to be done. So can't see them being a challenger next season. And then Man United are still away from them challenging. I mean, you've got no defence, no midfield, and no attack at the moment, really. You basically, I mean, Bruno Fernandes pretty much carried you.
Yeah, we are one man,
Yeah,
and
it's a one-man team. I mean, if he
then
gets injured, you are absolutely done, you. Who else is there? I
hey,
mean,
but come on, it is not unfair to rely on someone who
what, he's
hardly
that
picks
good?
up any injuries.
And he's that good. You know what I mean? You got
Actually,
it. I mean, what can you do? You've got to build around them. But yeah, I mean, you look at it and you think this could be the start of something for Arsenal. They keep him in place. It doesn't matter if he's not the best level, a top tier level manager. He just needs to be keep things together now. He's got the foundation in place. He just needs to keep it going. A bit like company at Bayern. He doesn't need to be top tier to win it there. So, and he can improve and get better.
and
He can
we
learn
are not
from it.
fans. Yeah. We're not fans of Arteta. We're not big on
No.
him and all that. But if then it's more a case of when Pep does leave at the end of the month, is there any standout coach as things stand right now? There could be sackings, there could be hirings and everything. But as things stands, does any other team have enough of a gap between their coach and Arteta, at least in our opinion, to make up for the gap in quality of the squad? And I think it is kind of, at least as things stand right now, the gap between any manager that any other team has is not as big as the gap between the squad that Arsenal have been assembling.
Oh, they got
and
fantastic squad.
I think it is very likely that they will add maybe one or two, try and upgrade maybe one or two places. So it should be the expectations from the fan base now that everything is aligning for them to be a bit of a dominant team. Maybe not the all conquering Pep side or the Mourinho Chelsea or Ferguson
Mm,
but they should be really expecting them to compete for all the trophies almost every year,
mm. Yeah,
unless something like really happens.
yeah, and that's, as long as they keep it together, they should be up there every season now. There's nothing to stop them. I think the only thing that would have stopped them is if they had bottled it this season. I think that would have been the end of it, because it would have, the mentality would have been the problem, would have become a real problem. Like
No,
the fact that they've held
but
it
I
together.
would still, but I still wouldn't be comfortable saying there's nothing to stop them because I think Arteta is someone who could stop them, and also maybe a couple of players will start getting itchy feet if there is not enough new challenges.
You got a point there. The other problem could be players wanting bigger new contracts because
Yeah,
they've won
bigger
the
new
league,
contracts,
things
and
like
also
that.
like
Yeah,
because
that's why I was saying they've
because
got to
they
keep it together.
because they want maybe someone feels they've completed the chapter. Maybe another club is more interesting or intriguing, and
Mm,
I'm looking at Silva for that. It is genuinely my thing. Like maybe having one in a year or a couple of years down the line, there could be some other new challenge that could persuade him to leave. And then, hey, I'm just being hopeful as a United fan. I just think that there is a real chance for someone to sneak a league
they've still
in
got a few
between this.
players, few positions they could improve in, though. I mean, so I mean they've still got the likes of Madueke. Eze hasn't impressed this season. The Zubimendi position's a problem. He didn't work out properly yet. I mean, they could still improve as well. That should be the thing that worries the rest of the Premier League more than anything as well. Is the fact that they've still got the potential to go up a step, uh, at least one more step, maybe even two or three with that team. Yeah. So, what do you think? City, what are they going to be like next season? Do you reckon? Without Guardiola, it's going to be huge change.
Now, it's not just Pep Guardiola, it's the other Pep also leaving. Pep, Pep Linders is also not going to stick around.
Mm,
How can they handle it? I think whoever you bring in, like there is no other Pep Guardiola.
exactly. You're getting a
And
downgrade, aren't you?
I have a very biased uh, point of view, but people can actually make a real claim that there has never been a Pep Guardiola ever.
Mm,
I would think about the names, but someone could actually make a real strong argument that he is the greatest. Now replacing him with anyone is going to be a big task. I again fear maybe something similar with Arsenal. Maybe now that Pep is also gone, City might one or two players might not want to stick around. One or two players might not want to now jump into the City project maybe, and having my fingers crossed, like maybe this is gonna be the difference between Elliot Anderson, for example, maybe
mm,
not choosing City now that him being completely because we have heard from many players that they would just they would even be happier picking a slightly lesser lucrative contract just to be playing under Pep Guardiola.
yeah, yeah.
Perhaps
And
maybe
probably having
the
some
pay
money
power
paid
is
under the
also
table as well, to be fair. But yeah,
no, I'm not saying City can't afford to pay. I'm just saying like
yeah,
players
no, I was joking.
would willingly choose that side just to be.
Yeah, just to play for Pep.
Play for it.
Same with
Yeah.
Klopp. I mean, look at the difference he made when he spoke to players like Virgil. They could have gone to City. They had
And
City, Chelsea, all of them were all making, were all interested in him. But he basically turned around and said, "No, thank you. I want to play for Klopp." It makes a
yeah,
difference.
Sadio Mane has said many times that he actually wanted to join Manchester United, but
Hmm. Yeah,
after
he's a Man United
club,
fan.
yeah, after talking with club, it was Liverpool and only Liverpool from there on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it makes a huge difference if your manager is someone that players respect and really want to play for. It's a huge thing, and that's something that they're going to have to hope they've got with the next guy. But I can't see I can't see. Maresca looks to be the man. They spoke to him. That's why he got the push from Chelsea because they were having secret talks about him
Yeah, because
replacing
he
Pep
was
this
trying
summer.
to jump. Yeah, that's it. He was trying to jump, so they pushed him off the bed. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So this is, so this is something that's likely to have been coming from back then. It still looks like it's going to be him. Possibly not. I mean, they might have changed their mind after all that happened, but like it looks like it's going to be him. I just can't see him having the same effect. I mean, maybe he could attract a few of those Chelsea players, but the rest, I don't. He's just not a big draw, is he? Not the same way Pep and Klopp are, or like some of these others
He
like
doesn't like.
Ferguson and that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a very young in terms of coaching career.
Mm,
He's a very young coach. He doesn't have the body of work to have the same putting power as well. It's
mm.
not just a fault of his own. He has like what 2.5 years in senior coaching. If that
That's a huge thing for City. This a huge turnover. Could set them back years if they get it wrong. If Maresca doesn't
now that
work out.
yeah, now that I did bring up, it is a really big risk for them because ultimately it's just 2.5 years. It is like he had a year at Leicester and not even 18 complete months at Chelsea.
But like,
Wow.
who else? There isn't exactly a huge number of options out there. Let's be honest. This is the thing. When you look at the managers around, there really isn't. I mean, at one point when you had Pep and Klopp there, they stood out head and shoulders above the rest. But when they weren't on the market, that's why Arsenal ended up with Arteta. They had to take a chance on someone because, like, there wasn't that standout option to go for. Liverpool ended up with Slot and Man United ended up with Amorim because there wasn't the standout options and they were taking a chance on two up and coming potential managers. And I think that's the same now with Liverpool. Like, Liverpool got to, I mean, they've got to get rid of Slot. There's absolutely no way that he can stay after this. I mean, today even, I mean, it's not just the Salahs, the revolt leading the players' revolt. It's today the fans voted for the Liverpool Player of the Month award for the last month for April. Who won it? Yes, Salah. So, everybody's turned on Slot. He's got to go. It is that simple. But, like, he just shows the dangers City have got now of picking someone, even ones that he seemed like a sure bet for a year, and then he's turned out to be an absolute disaster. It
There's only like there's only one semi-realistic option in not even in the market. I don't think it is right to say he's on the market. It's Luis Enrique.
yeah, that's it. That's the only one that you can look at and say he definitely stands out, but he's not.
Yeah,
You don't.
yeah,
As
yeah.
far
If
as we're
possible,
aware, he's not on the market. He's not leaving, so he's not really an option. See, you're like, who is there? I mean, there's Iriola's up for grabs. Glasner's up for
yeah,
grabs.
the likes, the likes of Iraola, Glasner, Hoeneß, Nagelsmann, they're
Mm,
all
a
names that
risk. Yeah.
a certain side will big up. Like we always talk big about Iraola.
I
I
love
always
Iraola.
speak highly of Glasner. You are not quite high on Nagelsmann, but Ahmed is like
Yeah, but Nagelsmann's already
all in.
failed once, if you ask me. That's
No,
got to be
no,
a
I'm
really
just saying,
black
yeah,
mark
yeah,
against him.
because all of these guys have their pros and their cons. Which one do
Mm.
we want to like? Which one tickles our fancy? That's the thing.
Yeah, Areola,
Because
Hodas
yeah,
look good, but the others, I just don't. And even them, they're still a big risk. You know, it's still they look good, but I mean, there's people like Ollie Werner
I
and
won't say about like
people
yeah,
like that as
I
well.
I I, I I won't say much about Iraola, but for just for Sebastian Kunis, who you are very high on, who
I like him.
you know said like you would want to see him take up a bigger role and all that. But
Mm.
even he has a job where he like started to receive at Hoffenheim.
Mm.
He was okay, but he wasn't great. Like everyone comes with a bit of a question mark as well. Like,
Yeah,
there is not a
there
candidate.
is no sure
There's not
thing out
someone.
there. No, other than
Yes, exactly.
Enrique,
We
who
can.
isn't moving. Yeah, you're right. Spot on for once. You're right. God,
It
I'd
will
hate to
be
say
an
that.
interesting summer. It
God,
will be an interesting summer after this.
I feel like I need to. I feel a bit dirty after saying you were right. It feels wrong. Oh, I got
Oh,
like
but,
creepy. Oh, you know it's. I need to go and have a shower or something. That's just wrong. Oh, yeesh. Left a nasty taste in my mouth. That. So yeah. What else we got to talk about? Then I mean, what about the England squad? What do you
All
think?
about it.
John Stones hardly played all season. He's only come back for like two. Hasn't he played like 2 games?
No, I am pretty sure John Stones hasn't started a Premier League game this year,
Yeah, I think he's played
2026.
twice as a sub. I think that's it.
In the
At the
yeah, I
last couple
think
of
maybe,
games.
uh, and even then, that it is more of a farewell tour for him.
Yeah, he's
That's
been
it. Yeah, it is genuinely a farewell tour for him right now.
yeah, he's been
Since he's
terrible.
leaving.
I can't understand how he's even been under consideration. Dan Burn, I mean, how does he get in the squad?
Okay, I can understand Dan Burn, but you take
How?
Dan Burn as your 26th member because he can be
But
centre back, he can be
even
no,
he's not even
I'm
good
not
enough for
saying
Newcastle. He's been
no, I'm
terrible.
not saying it
Newcastle
is the
fans
right
would
one.
tell you that.
I'm not saying it is the right call. I'm just saying I can like if you want me to make a case for it, I can at least try and sell you that idea. But how come John Stones gets and there is freaking Harry Maguire? I'm not being trying to
No,
be
I
funny
wouldn't
or
take
anything.
Maguire over him.
I will tell you what Harry
Over
Maguire
Dan
is
Burn as well.
England. He's better in the and all that. He's
I,
in better form. He has more experience. And you know what is England's like? What has always been England's Achilles heel? Penalties. I could like share with you some clips of Harry
I was going to
Maguire's
say,
penalty
I
and
see.
then
I
try and
was
say
thinking that the Achilles heel is their shit, but there you go. That was confused me when he said
like
penalty.
it is a tournament football. If
Mm,
nothing else, if you try to pick your 25th and 26th member, things like this should be accounted for.
mm. I mean, how did Eze get in? He's been poor. Madueke's been awful all season. Trying to think who else. I mean, you
Yeah,
look at it and you
know,
think,
do you know how many games Seth Spence has started under Roberto De Zerbi? One. So
what?
he's been picked. Yeah, he's been picked on the back of his form, on like his relegation level form. Is that is that how you want to build a defense? And and the worst thing is he's been picked as what, a left back, because there's already two right backs. And then there's Tino Livramento, who is so injury prone that Newcastle would probably mind selling him. And he's a backup to Reece James, who is almost as injury prone as Livramento. Sorry, I take that back. He's more injury prone than Livramento. Yeah, he's good. He's a good player and all that. But at least if you're taking someone as injury prone as Reece James is, it is a sad part of his career. Then Not big players who are not playing enough games because either they're not good enough or they're not fit enough. That's what I said about Dan. But I cannot understand you taking someone who in a like hasty situation in a pickle can fill in a couple of roles. If
True.
someone gets a upset stomach or something, then he can fill in at centre back or something like someone is suspended or another player has a slight knock, he can fill in at left back. Yeah, those sort of calls I can understand. I can make an argument for, but what is this complete abolishment of Trent Alexander-Arnold? I don't understand this.
Well, you do know what it is about. It's the same.
But
His ex-girlfriend shagging Trent's ex-girlfriend's now sleeping with Tommy Tuchel, and they fell out over it. So he's never going to pick him because he's a child. I mean, the man's fucking. I mean, he's a grown man. He's picking up. He's picking it. You know, you should be able to sort these things out. It's your freaking job. Man up, for fuck's sake. Grow up, I meant. You know what I mean? It's if you can't because you've had an same girlfriend, you need to grow up. Pathetic, but
and also another player, another couple of names. Still in defense. We've not moved past defense, okay? Still in defense, another couple of names I at least like everyone to talk about. Not that they've not been mentioned. Luis Hall, at least he's a recognized left back who's been playing decently well. I say he's a recognized left back because if we're being honest, England are taking zero recognized left back in the squad because Nico O'Reilly is a midfielder who plays left back because he's left-footed.
yeah, and City don't,
Dan
and
was
City's
centre back.
ran right on. I know out eight Nori. I mean, they bought from Wolves has been a disaster, so they've had to put somebody else there.
And also, like even though he plays as a left back,
He's not a good left
sometimes
back, is
his
he?
role, yeah,
He's
even
not a
his role at City, is not that of a left back. It's more of a attacking midfield.
Yeah, he's a horrible left back. Let's be perfectly honest here. I don't care how much people rate him and love him and all that. He's not a good left back. He's a very good footballer, but he's not a good left back at all.
He plays as no. The thing is, he plays as a midfielder.
Exactly.
Even if he's given the role of a left back on a team sheet, he plays as a midfielder, and that is what he is. At least take Luis Hall, who is a recognized left back.
Yeah,
No, those sort of calls you can understand. You can
Newcastle, isn't he?
understand taking Luis Hall over
Yeah, I was trying to
Luis
think of
Kelly, for example.
another one that's a
And
midfielder who can
no
play at
one
left
has
back. But I can understand taking Skelly and Nico O'Reilly. You've definitely got to take them because they can cover a couple of roles, and that's brilliant when you're taking a team. But I think you're right. Lewis Hall should have been the first choice. He's played some good. A couple, some of his performances have been excellent. He looks decent player at left back, and he's the only
and
really
one that no
recognised
one mentions.
out and out left back I can think of.
One that no one mentions, and always like, and everyone has accepted injuries as the reason for his omission is Luke Shaw. How can you
Because he's
like
shit.
keep no, hear me out. How can you say recognized left back
I'd rather have
can't get
Lewis
in your team?
Skelly.
No, I'll get to Luis Kelly. How can you say you're not gonna take Luke Shaw as a recognized left back who has 30 plus games in the league, and then say you're gonna take Jet Spence?
Yeah, if you take a Jed Spence out, I think
It's
you're
not, no,
clearly
it is not
something
about,
wrong.
no. Or even a Tino Livramento for that matter. You cannot take players who don't get on the field enough or who are never fit enough instead of someone who historically is not fit enough, but at least right now, this tournament is going to be played in a matter of 40, 45 days,
Mm.
not for 3 years. You're not building a team for 3 years.
Yeah,
That's the
I can
thing.
see what you're saying, but I still wouldn't take him because he's just not good enough. any aspect of the game. He's not good enough defensively. He's not good enough going forward. He
and he's
can't
quite good
pass
on the
well
ball.
enough. He can't cross well enough. He can't tackle well enough. He's not a
I
particular. He's
wouldn't
just not a
take
good
him.
player.
No, I'm not saying I would take him in my squad. I'm saying even he is a better pick than the guys that
Oh
have
yeah,
been
I
picked.
can see what you're
That,
saying. Yeah,
that is the argument. The argument is not about is he good. The argument is even he is better than the ones that have been chosen.
I don't
It almost
understand the
seems like
when
yeah. I think this is what
Jets
this is the team
Spence.
that to sabotage the email setup more so than
It does feel
how
like
can we
he's making sure England don't win. Doesn't feel like he's picked a team to win. When you look at it, I mean, I love Henderson, and I can see his leadership experience would be useful, but not
take
at
him
the
as a
expense,
coach?
not at the expense of some of the players that have been left out. Gibbs White, if he's not in that, I mean, you've got to have him in the squad. Have to. If that means you have to miss out on the experience, then you have to miss out on the experience, and you take him as a coach on the coaching side, yeah, to help out coaching, yeah. Like you could with
Yeah,
James
the
Milner and
issue with
people like
Hendo
that, you
is
could
this.
take
Yeah,
along.
the issue with Hendo is sadly he cannot play week in week out 90
No,
minutes for Brentford as it is right now.
his
I'm
legs are
not even
gone.
gonna talk about what his overall level of play is.
To be fair, he's
Just
been
fitness
quite
wise.
good at times for Brentford this season. He's had some good games for him.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying fitness wise,
He can't, yeah.
Brentford play
And at a World Cup,
one
you've got to
game
think
you
about
can't have
there's no real
someone
gaps to rest. You know, you're playing and play. You know, there's every few days you've got games. You haven't got big gaps between your matches to recover. So you do need players that are fitter and fresher than him. That was my point. And you can't leave out someone like Gibbs White to take
he's not
Henderson.
the only one. There's James Garner,
James can't. Yeah,
who
I didn't
also
even
gives you
think.
versatility.
Right
Yeah,
back, he covers
he
right
gives you
back, left back.
left back and midfield. There
That's
is
great
Adam
player.
Wharton.
Yeah, I can
There is
see why you wouldn't
I'm
take
just
him.
saying
I'm not a fan.
of
I
them.
wouldn't
There's
take him
Alex.
either.
There's Alex Scott, who you just called up a couple of months
Yeah,
ago. You
yeah.
picked him up and you dropped him, especially when he's hitting form at the moment for his club side.
Hmm. And he
Take,
could cope with the
because
games.
because you're taking players to try and at least on paper, in theory, try and get as far as possible as a England team, try and win the whole damn thing and everything. You cannot just. I'm surprised he didn't call up James Miller as well.
He probably asked him, and
You
he said you're taking the piss. You know, he's probably been phoning around all the old guys. I mean, you're just looking at it and you just think this guy is bizarrely clueless. I mean, how has he had the career he's had? How has he won things with his, I suppose at
do
a
you know
club
he's
you
the
don't
top
have the
scoring
same.
player? Do you know he's the top scoring English player in English Premier League?
Oh, it'd be Danny Welbeck, isn't it?
No, it is more than his right.
Oh, I didn't know that he was the top scoring English player. I thought Danny Welbeck was. I didn't know that. But I would, I thought he was a shoe in.
He
I
scored a hat
really
trick.
thought he's a shoe in.
He scored a hat trick and then scored in a
I
couple of more games in the
see
past
that
month.
one to me is the most bizarre, one to leave out. I understand Foden; he's been crap. I've never been that high on him anyway. I think he's been massively overrated because he played for a brilliant side that made him look better than he was, rather than he was a great player. If you see what I mean. I think he had a
No,
lot to learn,
he
and
has
he's
lost.
never showed any signs of learning. Palmer, I think he's got flashes of he has flash, but he's I don't I've watched him in warm ups and stuff like that, and he does not look right. I don't know whether it's attitude or fitness, but there's something not right with him. So I can understand leaving him out. But Gibbs White has been absolutely flying. He's probably been the last couple of weeks he's been one of the best players in the country. You've got to take him. Yeah, it's insane not to. I mean, it can't be because he's from Nottingham Forest, because he did pick Elliot Anderson, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you
And
can't
rightfully,
say.
I would say rightfully picked Elliot Anderson. He has won this place.
Hmm. Oh, I love
It's
Elliot
not.
Anderson.
Yeah, it's not about like who he has taken. It's not even in the attacking midfield space. It's not even like you can't even say, oh, he's trusted the players he's had the
Hmm.
past 18. Is it? It's been in charge or anything.
Yeah, I
You
don't.
could
I
at
don't.
least like in midfield. I completely disagree with the call, but at least in midfield you can make a case that oh Henderson is being taken for experience. In attacking midfield, even that is not an excuse.
Hmm. I mean,
It's
Eze
a
and
hard.
Media. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, Eze
I
has
get
been
you
one of the main
already.
weaknesses for Arsenal.
He does my head in when I watch it, especially when I have him as like pick in my FPL side. He does my head in. He's not a number 10. I'm sorry. I used to think he was a number 10. He's not a number 10. He's not a left midfielder. I don't know what he is. He's somewhere in between. It is a he's a specialist player for a three back, three in the attack, Amorim Glasner type of system.
Yeah, he
That
does
is what
fit
he's.
that, but he just doesn't work hard enough to be able to play any other role. That's the problem. If he worked harder, that wouldn't be an issue. But he doesn't work, so he becomes a luxury player. You know what I mean? He's just, I don't think England are good enough to carry a player like that,
I
especially
don't
not.
understand how much hype and love Eze gets at
No,
Arsenal, despite being
or a
so
Palace.
lazy when the whole media used to tear apart Mesut Ozil, doing way better and having hundreds, thousands more times of quality than Eze. He used to get pelters, and then Eze can just I don't think it is even possible to say he strolls around. He just jerks around, looks, where can I hide behind an opponent?
Could
He literally hides behind an opponent.
could you imagine if that was Mesut Ozil playing like that? The media would be ripping him to shreds like there's no tomorrow. And for some reason, Eze can do it and get away with it. I don't understand it. I
He's
don't.
so lazy that he won't even he won't even he doesn't even have to sprint. Just have to move a couple of yards ahead or maybe to the side and anything. Make space for a pass, try and drag opponents out. He does my head in, especially the past couple weeks, months, how it
Yeah, they've been
until
carrying him. I think he's been a real problem for them. And they've done.
and I know he can yeah, I know he can hit a ball, produce a momentum as but many players can.
Yeah, so can lots
So
of
could
players.
keep trying. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Rio
so could
Fer-
Israel, so could Trent Alexander, so could fucking Harry Maguire.
I mean, I see they've taken he's taken Rio Engamoa to the training camp, to wait and see, just to fill in till the Arsenal lads arrive. I just think, I'm sorry, he's just nowhere near ready to be even there. He should have been taking players that might possibly be needed. You know what I mean? Not Engamoa.
Yes,
He's
someone who
never going to be
yeah,
called. He's
someone who
nowhere
can
near. And
yeah,
if he is called up, it's a ridiculous decision because he's not ready. He's not even close to ready.
someone picks up an injury on the eve of the tournament. Who do you bring in? Really?
Exactly. That's why you need these players go into the training camp to spare, the backups. And that should have been Gibbs White. That should have been players like that, that might possibly have, be on the fringes of the squad or should be on the fringes. I mean, he should be in the squad, but I mean, you don't put your players like Engamoa, who's not a chance he's going. Oh, if he does, it'd be a mistake of the kind of World Cup proportions.
I have another name for you now. Now that we're more slightly towards the attacking side. Would you take Rio Engamo or a Jared Bowen? Especially
So,
just to
yeah,
make up the
Bowen.
numbers.
Yeah, I just, if you, in case you might need to take him, you're going to take Bowen every day because even though West Ham have struggled, you know what he's capable of. And playing in a better team, higher on confidence. Yeah, he's not been at his best this season, but like you know that in there is something. Yeah, I'd definitely take Bowen over Engamoa if I was choosing the squad. Just as a spare to take with me to train and keep him fit and fresh and ready in case. He'd definitely be closer to it. That's what I mean. It's players like that that should be there, not. And I know people are going to say, "Yeah, it's experience for the lad," but it's not. It's not about getting experience for kids. It's about building a World Cup winning team, potentially World Cup winning team. That's what they should be doing anyway. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
this moment right now, the squad is not about 3 years down the line, not about the next tournament.
mm,
This is the center. This is the final end game of your whole
yeah,
build-up.
yeah. Each World Cup, you've got to look at it and take it and do your
As the
best.
end point.
Yeah, you've got to see that as your aim. When you're an England manager, your whole focus should be on the World Cup or the European, whichever one is next. That should be your focus on winning it because okay, the players might not be there, they might not be good enough, but that's got to be your aim, is to build for this one that's here now, and then after this one, it's got to be the European Championships, and then after that, it's got to be the next World Cup. But you don't look at the next World Cup now. We should be going into this World Cup saying we can win this if we get, if things go our way, we get it right. Well, we've got a chance of winning it, and that's what should be the aim every time. Might not do. I mean, the chances of them winning it are slim, to say the least, but he's made them even slimmer, in my opinion, Tuchel. I just don't see it with that squad at all. Just it doesn't look a good squad to me. Is there anything else you want to discuss, by the way?
No,
Or do you want
I think it's more of a. I think he's picked his strongest 11, 12 players. Like I think it at least comes across to me that he's picked his 11 players and then picked another 15 players to let the 11 players know that they're gonna be the players there. It's more like he's giving them all the assurances that no one feels any pressure that maybe their place is jeopardy or something. It just comes across like that.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. I don't understand that because surely you should want pressure on them. They should want to be pushed. They should want other players alongside them that have got the potential to give them, to give them something to compete against. But that's why England aren't the greatest winners. You know what I mean? You look at someone like Michael Jordan, they'll tell you he used to make up things in his head even about his opponents to drive himself on if it needed that. It just that's what we lack in the England team. There isn't any drive there. Maybe Declan Rice will be coming into it high off winning the Champions League and Premier League double, though.
We will see.
Yeah, I can't see it either,
Congratulations
but you
on
never
them.
know. So, oh yeah, we'll tell
Yeah.
you what we've got to say. Congratulations to Villa. They were excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Well
I
deserved
forgot.
it. Absolutely, it was it was the most one-sided final I think I can remember ever seeing. I can't remember another one. I was watching it thinking it's Freiburg may as well not bother turning up. Really, they were absolutely outclassed, completely and utterly, weren't they?
No, I think the issue this probably the Conference League final is going to highlight more is now that the teams do not drop off from the higher competition. Like teams don't drop
Mm.
down from Champions League and then don't drop down from Europa League and all that. Isn't it just like English club, here is your trophy on a silver platter. Try and mess that up if you can.
Yeah, you should win it really because the difference in level, like at a the top 20, the whole of the Premier League as a whole, the bottom team is much better than most of the teams in the bottom, any of the bottom half teams of any of the other major leagues around Europe tend to be worse teams than even like Wolves, for instance. They don't have the same financial capacity to compete, to be fair to them. But, and that is creating a massive
It's a
imbalance.
financial. I read somewhere that Barcelona are gonna get somewhere around 46 million for winning the La Liga this
Hmm.
year, and Burnley, the relegated side from Premier League, stand to make 50 million. That is the financial discrepancy there. And just to add up to your thought process, like this is what I usually talk about the school system, like why people should not should why people usually choose the more popular, more famous, more strong on paper stronger schools instead of the weaker ones. Because if you're from a weaker school and you're the best student there in your class, chances are you're gonna be in a similar level to the best student from the best school. But if you're the 15th best student in a weak school, chances are you're not even in the top 100 best students in the other school where there are more quality students. Similar cases, if you're the league winner in the league, Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, chances are in a situation you'll be similarly matched. The second, third place, they'll be similarly matched. But the moment you get to the fifth, the eighth, the 13th team, the, the differences become so vast from the Premier League to the other leagues. Because
Yeah.
like we just said, they have the ability to maybe pay the players more wages to keep hold of them for a couple of more years. Maybe pay a few more millions to entice the
Mm.
best player from another side that also finished in a similar position to you
Mm.
in the other league.
Yeah, exactly.
And and also, although it doesn't happen as much in the Premier League, you also make more money to try and invest in the academy system if you're that way inclined.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
ultimately, the finances dictate that you could attract a slightly higher placed manager, a
Mm.
slightly more ready-made manager, like Aston Villa could with Unai Emery.
Yeah.
Do you think it is possible for Unai Emery to be managing Freiburg?
No.
Not
And
a chance.
that reminds me, did you see what the teams he's won it with? Sevilla,
Yeah.
Sevilla, yeah,
Ah,
Villarreal,
Arsenal,
and Aston Villa. He's obviously got it. I mean, that is just that is
something in the Villa.
bizarre. That is so weird. I mean, the chances of that happening are so remote. Oh,
No, no, this is the kind of stuff I love about life. Like certain things that happen, like you have to tell yourself, if someone wrote this as a script, as a book,
exactly.
as a made
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
movie, you would say this is too far fetched for it to be
Stupid.
possible.
Yeah, that's stupid.
And
That
then
is.
life says, I've got an equally great writer here. I could
Yeah.
write a script as well, and then no.
It doesn't need the
Why
script. It
the
just
chance?
makes you look stupid. Life always does.
Do we think this is an achievement that is ever going to be matched?
No,
Winning
no.
with teams having similar features like
Arsene Wenger with
Sevilla.
Arsenal is the only other one that can. I mean, who else is there? It's very difficult. Very difficult for anyone to do that because there isn't enough. I mean, he couldn't. Who could he go with from Arsenal to win? More with similar names. I mean, there isn't that many teams around that have those similar groups of names, is there? So it makes it very difficult.
Oh my God, what a lovely coincidence and all that.
Mm. To be fair, you've got to say, I mean, Emery's been magnificent for Villa. He's taken it. I mean, they not long. What was it? Was they in their third season when he took over back in the Prem after a few years away? When he took over, was it
It
third
sounds,
or
yeah,
second?
sounds about right. I don't know for sure, but
Yeah,
could be
and
some
he's built them into. He's taken them from like a struggling side
relegation places.
into a team that's fighting for the Champions League. I mean, this is the second season they've been fighting for it, and this the second season they'd have been disappointed without, because they were really disappointed last season to miss out, and they the man
Hang
has
on a
worked.
minute. How did
Man, a miracle. Mm.
how did they do in the last league game?
I don't know. I
Didn't
didn't
they
see
play
it.
in the Premier League?
Doesn't matter. We don't need to talk about league game. Let's just
Uh,
move on. No, it's the league's over. It's finished. Please.
nine
The
goals,
thing is,
nine goals,
fucking
nine
hell.
goals in 4 days, five
I
days.
tell you
Sorry,
what,
nine goals,
they were
in 5
better.
days.
They could have had a lot more against Liverpool than they had against Freiburg. Liverpool were that bad. That was shocking. In fact, the thing that stood out to me is just how bad their defensive setup must be on set pieces, because they gave Virgil van Dijk 2 free headers. Otherwise, Liverpool wouldn't have scored if we'd have played all week. They absolutely battered us. They really did. It was embarrassing. It's the kind of job. It's the kind of performance that normally gets a manager sacked. How the? Yeah, I mean, Slots should be picking up his P45 and
Uh,
fucking off back to Holland. I don't understand why he's still there. I just don't. Don't get me started.
I know. I don't think Slot is back in Liverpool right now. He probably is in Holland.
Yeah, well, he did. He went off to Holland again straight after the game, pretty much. That's the shocking thing. I mean, this just can't go on. You can't have a manager who's so fucking part time. He can't even be asked to stay behind and pick through the bones of yet another crap performance and a defeat again. I need to count to 10, because otherwise I'm going to go on a rant. I'm trying.
Oh, the
Oh,
Slot.
Mo
Oh,
Salah. I
the
mean, it got to the point where Mo Salah's had to come out
Slot.
publicly, basically publicly, to rip him apart. And half the squad have liked it, and he's still in the fucking job. I mean, what do you have to do to get the sack when you're Arnie Slot? He seems to be
What do
Teflon.
you,
The Teflon Don
what do
he
you
is.
even have to squad? What do you mean half the squad? Everyone
Pretty,
relevant except me,
except
right?
Virgil. Yeah, pretty much everyone except Virgil. I was just being, because I didn't want to get his. I mean, the fact that Virgil
Oh,
still supports him is the shocking thing. For me, that's a reason to sell it. Get rid of Virgil in the summer, even if he wasn't so bad this season. I'd have got rid of him just because he's becoming a divisive person in the thing. He's been a god awful captain as well this season. He's been absolutely dreadful in every game. And you try not to rip into him because he's been so good for Liverpool in the past, but this season he has been utterly abysmal. He just runs away, literally just runs away. The minute the other team get the ball, he's already on his bike running back towards the goal, and you're thinking, the team's trying, what about a press? Push up, push up. No, where are you going? You useless. 10 minutes left. Calming. Let's not talk about Liverpool. Let's talk about something, because this isn't the Liverpool pod. I've been trying not to get on it. So are you happy with going? We already did Carrot last time, didn't we?
now,
Where do you
how
think?
many times are we going to carry to United confirm? Like it happens every week.
I know. When is
It
it going to
keeps confirmed
confirm it?
once a
When are they
week.
going to confirm it properly? Like, I don't understand what's taking
No,
so long.
it's, it's been confirmed today. Yeah,
Oh,
a
was it?
few
It
hours
actually
ago.
been properly confirmed, yeah?
Yeah. It's a similar case. Like okay, Guardiola is pretty much. It is by all accounts pretty much out of the door at City after Sunday's game, but there is not an official confirmation. I don't think we've talked about Xavi Alonso, have we?
Oh, Xabi
No, I think
Alonso
we
to
did.
Chelsea. Yeah, that's a good one. We haven't. I don't think we did that. No, no, I don't think
Even
we
if we
did.
did, it
Yeah,
is a decent enough mention.
yeah.
He's been. No, I think we have done it because I remember saying it's quite telling that he's been confirmed as a manager and not a head coach.
Yeah. I mean, that's they had to do that though, because like they were a mess, and the sporting directors were making a mess of things. There's too many cooks. They needed one man to take charge and start sorting everything out. And I think, I mean, Xabi's might not be the right choice because he lacks the experience in that, but he also he, he's got the intelligence, he's got the know-how, he's got the tactical brain and all that. He had before when he was a player as well, and he might turn out to be an absolutely amazing appointment. But like, it's such a shit show there that it's a brave one,
Yeah.
brave taking
I
it
am
on.
surprised I'm surprised he took the job because Chelsea, at least as an outsider, are not as lucrative, not as appealing a job as the other jobs that are likely going to be on the market as well. It's not like they're the only club. Even for argument's sake, Manchester United, it is not any worse of a.
He wouldn't have taken the Man
Ma-
United job,
I'm
but he
not
might
just
have
saying for
taken
Xavi.
the City job was the one I thought he might hang on to
Yeah,
see
yeah,
if.
I was just
So
like,
that's why I think this is why I'm of certain now that it's Maresca and it's already sorted. Because I think if there'd been a chance that the job was open and available to him, I think he'd have waited before accepting the Chelsea job. I think he'd have held them, held it off and said, "Well, we'll sort it out. We'll sort it out. There's no rush. We'll sort it out in the close season." I think he'd have waited for Man City. The fact that he didn't and he took the Chelsea job on says to me that he's been told that the City job's already gone somewhere, and the only person I can think of that could have taken it on is um, Maresca. It won't be Iriola. He's not taken a job yet. He's still in talks.
I like from maybe past 10 days. I am completely sold on my own made-up conspiracy theory that it's going to be Liverpool for either in the
Bloody hell.
summer or 3 months down the line or something. I know there are like very strong links for him to move to Palace, I, which seems like a downward move.
Yeah, I don't get it, but I can understand what it's about. The kids getting the best education. He's not
It's
happy where
about
they
the
are because
family.
he wants a Spanish school, and that was the problem. Kids were learning English, in English, and weren't learning any Spanish, and he didn't like that. Oh, understandable because he knows he's going to go home one day. The kids are going to go
And
home.
also like the Basque.
But yeah, see, they're not learning. They're not learning his own lane of Basque as well. He wants obviously to learn about stuff like that rather than just learning about English history in an English school. It's understandable. I can see his point. His missus' point, whichever it is, really. That's probably more likely his missus that's the main mover in it. But yeah, so yeah, they're
And
looking,
another
and
managerial
Palace are willing
appointment.
to set that up.
Yeah. Another managerial appointment that is pretty much done, like a couple of ones, is Jose Mourinho to Real Madrid,
Yeah.
and Marcus Silva. Marcus Silva is pretty much in line to replace Jose Mourinho at Benfica, who
Hmm. So you got
did
Fulham,
a
Palace, not Palace, Fulham, Bournemouth, uh, looking for new man. I've got to say
Palace is
that
bad.
Jose Mourinho back
Palace is bad.
to
Palace are
Madrid.
also looking for a manager because Glasner is not renewing his contract.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying if Iriola goes there, I was saying if Iriola goes there, Palace, I mean they've put all their eggs into that basket at the moment, so yeah, I mean if they get him, that's a coup because he's far better than Glasner in my opinion. It's like not even close. I know people are gonna say, Glasner won things, yeah, well, and he didn't. It, it's not it's not a like. It's a
No,
totally
you say
different
that, oh,
level.
it's not a
Palace are a much bigger club than Bournemouth. They've got more money to spend. You know what I mean? They did comparatively bigger crowds. You know what I mean? They're a
oh,
much.
con. You're telling me you would want to deal with Steve Paris as your
No, he's terrible. No,
football
no, no.
high
I'm just
authority?
saying you can see what long. longer term, Bournemouth,
What use
what he's
the
turned them
what
into,
use is the
Iriola, has
money?
made them better.
What use having the money when the guy who is in charge to spend the money is at the job?
Yeah, I mean, Paris are a mess. But I'm saying historically
Palace,
they're a
Palace,
bigger club, so I can understand. I
I'll say it like this:
think
Palace
to
would
win
be
with.
in a better place if they had a transfer embargo.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, though, winning with Palace isn't as big a thing as winning with Bournemouth would be. So the fact that Bournemouth have been competing with Palace and finishing above them in the league, to me, suggests Iriola's doing a better job than done a better job than Glasner. Is what I was trying to say. Especially when you consider they've had to sell their entire defence. Basically, they lost the goalkeeper who are only on loan, and their entire back four basically have had to change. I mean, the man's worked a miracle. Iriola's just been
Yeah.
super.
We were talking about them being relegation candidates. They're competing for
Yeah,
the Champions League.
losing those, when you lose them kind of play, you do. You put yourself in a relegation battle normally. To avoid it, it's let alone to come to actually improve on the level you were at. It's incredible. I mean, the achievement and the way they've carried on playing for him after he said he's going. They've come out and when they've come out and said, yeah, we're trying to win this we're trying to get in the Champions League for him to achieve it for him. That says to me what a great man manager he is. That he's got the players playing for him, and that's something that this is why I think whoever gets him, it's a coup. Particularly if it's Palace.
Okay,
You know what I
like
mean? It's
just
a massive coup if it's
very quick,
Palace. Hmm.
yeah, very quickly on Jose Mourinho back to Real
Yeah,
Madrid. For like it's you can look at it at two ways with Jose Mourinho. He led his Benfica side to invincible season. If you are a
yeah,
glass half full guy, if you are a glass half full, sorry, half empty people like us, you will say they didn't even qualify for the Champions League, let
yeah.
alone win the league.
It, it,
What weird, bizarre sorcery is this? You don't lose a single game, yet you don't even finish second, let alone
just
first.
just shows his mindset has always been not to to go out there and hold on for the point and hope to snatch the win rather than going out there and getting the win. And maybe if he'd gone out more with the more attacking mindset, they might have even won that league. They certainly they're certainly capable of it, aren't they? But yeah, I just think it's a very strange appointment, and I understand the thinking that they needed a more a disciplinarian that the players will listen to. But I can't see anything but an absolute shit show there. But it's going to be a
I
disaster, I think.